Okay, this is John's audience.
Hi, I want to talk to you today about the health insurance mandate. While Congress has been debating exactly what we should do with our health care in this country, approximately 59 million people were without health insurance during 2010. Every American has a stake in this debate. While some find it a hard sell to compromise on the details of health care legislation, some believing they will end up paying for the care of others believing they won't be able to afford a health insurance mandate, healthcare in this country has slowly been declining. While both sides have valid points, we should all support the provision of the current legislation that says every American should have to buy health insurance. Furthermore, we should take our future in our hands as Americans, parents, students, sons, and daughters to make sure this provision survives, no matter what adjustments are made to the overall bill. In 1859, political author John Stuart Mill wrote, quote, "The only purpose for which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of civilized community against his will is to prevent harm to others," unquote. This is an important statement to consider when thinking about the issues that we face with health care. It seems like every day the news talks about overcrowded hospitals, poor service, and the upward spiraling costs associated with health care. Meanwhile, the average life expectancy is approximately 78 years, according to a study done by the U.S. Census Bureau in 2011. When I was an insurance producer in 2009, I learned about the purpose of insurance and adverse selection. The purpose of insurance is specifically to mitigate catastrophic costs to any one person by spreading risk across as large a pool of customers as possible. Adverse selection is the tendency of people who are sick to pursue health insurance and those who aren't to avoid buying it. According to the dictionary on economist.com, adverse selection is one of the two main sorts of market failure often associated with insurance. The effect adverse selection has on the cost of insurance is the wealthy are likely already paying for the health care of others in reduced service and higher cost. At the same time, the middle and lower class, with many who would gladly pay for affordable insurance, are saddled with no option for the care they need. As many people in this country have experienced stagnating wages, job loss, or high debt, they have had to prioritize other expenses over health insurance. This is essentially adverse selection coming to fruition. In other words, under our present system, people can't always afford to pay their medical bills. Healthcare providers have responded by hiring additional accountants, hiring additional lawyers, raising costs, and reducing services. Meanwhile, the rising cost of health insurance due to the aging population of those insured has contributed to the rise in the health care cost. Fewer people can now afford health insurance, and more people are experiencing catastrophic costs. The cycle goes on. We need to change the way we do health care to simultaneously protect our rights and to prevent harm to others. Mandating that everyone must purchase health insurance will benefit everybody in the long term. For those of us who can have or can get or who can afford health insurance, we should continually invest in our future and encourage our government to protect this important asset. For those of us who don't or can't, we should make every effort to obtain it and support current legislation in its favor. If every person that gets health care has insurance and is able to pay, healthcare providers will be able to charge a fair rate for every person. It will be hard and sacrifices will be made in the short term, but on the way to 78 and beyond, we are in it for the long haul. All right, that's a wrap.
Now, do you have health insurance?
Yep, I do.
see.